Michael Tunhan over here. As I mentioned previously, it's very critical you get ranked in Google's local search. That way, whenever somebody types in funeral home near me, you're ranked in one of those 3 business listings. Right? We typically, all of us look at that listing section a little bit more than the ad section above it. If you're looking for auto repair shop, you're typing auto repair shop near me. So that section is typically what most of us look at the most. So it's very critical that you want to make sure you're ranked in the 3-pack. Then one of the major ranking algorithm to get you ranked in the 3-pack, there's 3 of them. One is how complete is your Google listing. Now it's called Google Business Profile. The second is going to be your reviews, obviously, right? The more reviews you have, the more Google trusts you. The third algorithm is still very, very critical. It's something called citations. Citation is how many other places, other directories mention your business. Name, address, and phone number. So the question came from a funeral director is, right, he knows that it's very critical to get these directories claimed, right? So you have Yelp, you have Facebook, Google listing, Bing listing, a lot of these ones out there. The more of these that you claimed with the same name, address, phone number, the more Google trusts you, right? Instead of trusting a fake business, fake location, right? Fake location typically does not have all these claimed. So Google trusts those businesses with more of these business listing claimed. And that the main question here is, should he or she manually claim these listings one by one, or can he or she cut corners and use one of these automated listing management services? Some of you might have heard of Yext, right? There's a lot of these that will so-called automatically claim these listings for you, and you don't have to touch anything, right? That sounds too good to be true, or is it real, right? So we've done a lot of studies, right? It's still the same decision that always comes up, same conclusion. Automated listing management does not work. Okay, we claim everything one by one, right? The quality is much better. You have more control over your data. You get your own login and password, so that way if you need to change something, you go direct to that listing. So there's a few primary reasons why automation does not work here. Automated software is known to create duplicate listing. Why? So these, again, it's just automated, right? If you already have a Bing listing, you have to manually claim that Bing listing, and very often it's through a postcard, through a phone call verification. That software obviously is not going to do that for you, right? So what it's going to do is to do a duplicate listing. That way it has, the automation can control that duplicate listing. So for now, you got 2 business listings out there under Bing. And that creates confusion, right? So duplicate listing, and especially from Google's point of view now, when it's looking at these Bing listings, like, which of these is yours, right? So automation software typically, instead of claiming your original one, fixing it, it creates 2 listings. And it creates a greater mess than it's worth. So that's one big reason. Second is, when you eventually stop these subscription with these software, what it ends up doing is many of the listings got reverted back to the old incorrect information. That's not good. You paid them to make sure it's fixed, but once you cancel it, it reverts back. What's even worse is some listings get locked up forever by the software. There's no way to reclaim it later though, right? So that's why there's a lot of things you might want to be a little careful when things sound too good to be true. You might want to not pay attention to it. right? The best way, all true practitioners, they still claim one by one. That's how they can ensure the quality, and also we're looking long term. You don't have to care, right? Anything that's being changed because you go directly to that listing. So automation here, hands down. Manual claiming it, hands up.